Welcome to the third in our series of podcasts with Mr. Fergus White, an Everest Summiteer and author of bestseller Ascent Into Hell. My name is Gavin Doherty, CEO of 24/7 Meeting. We know Fergus through his corporate life.
Hi Gav, how are things?
Very good. So we're delighted to be joined here by him to give us his perspective on what is happening on Everest at the moment. We're in May 17th. Last week we spoke about the route up as far as Camp 3. So I'd be very curious to find out, and from what you tell me, there's action above Camp 3. So I'd love to find out a bit more about what's the lie of the land.
Indeed, Gav. Yeah, busy week. As I say, summits have kicked in this week, but taking up where we left it off last week, we go from Camp 3 up to the top and have a look at that route.
Great.
So here's Everest again. There's the summit of Everest, Lhotse, Nuptse. This is Camp 3 just here on the Lhotse face, and the route takes them up here, across the yellow band, over the Geneva Spur to the South Col, goes up the southeast ridge here, South Summit, Hilary Step, into the summit here. So just zooming in on that. This is another view here. So Camp 3 be here on these ridges here. I think we saw that last week. We go up across here, up the yellow band here.
And the yellow band is...
it's bare rock.
Okay.
Everything here is ice and snow, and there's glacier down here, but this is always exposed. So it's a little bit trickier. It's a visual landmark, and of course in crampons you're scraping across it.
Yeah. Okay.
And just to see that now a little bit clearer from another view, you can see here you'd go across the Lhotse face here, and there is that yellow band. Then you go up this sort of hidden valley here, all the way up here to the very end, find a little route here, and then you climb up. Then this is the Geneva Spur, this big black outcrop of rock. Up here is about 7,950 meters. Of course, we're into the dead zone at that stage. Most people are on oxygen tanks. And from there, then we continue on. So let's have a look now when we come out of Camp 3. So this is pretty much the start of the route from Camp 3 up. We're on the Lhotse face. You can see it's hard snow and ice. This is a clear morning. This will be about 8 o'clock in the morning, I suspect.
Okay. And that's you there in the foreground?
This is me here, yeah.
Very good.
My buddy Greg would have standing just behind me. He would have taken the photo. Got the fixed rope in here. We're connected to it because you can appreciate it. If you slip, you're straight down the bottom.
Yep.
The rope will give you something to catch on to. Again, we're on the oxygen mask here. Just having a little snack here. First thing in the morning, little gel bar. The sort of thing you'd have at the marathons yourself. So the route goes up the Lhotse face here. And just there, then we traverse across. That's the Lhotse traverse. Walk straight across the face there to head for the yellow band just here.
Yeah.
So I remember now we went up here. I suppose it's about maybe an hour and a half to get from here up to there. Maybe 2 hours if it's slow.
And what's that distance wise?
It really wouldn't be very much. If that was at sea level, it's probably just a short stroll at sea level. But it's the
up there,
it's the altitude, it's the lack of oxygen. That's what gets
you're effectively, it's one slow step at a time.
It is, yeah. You're probably you're definitely taking one full breath in and out between steps, maybe even two full.
Yeah.
So if somebody was to walk that pace at sea level, like you'd think, oh, they're just trying to annoy me. They're putting their foot down, and then they're not moving for about 5 seconds, and then they're putting their next foot.
But you're exerting yourself as hard as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're sucking in through the mask the whole time there. Yeah.
And even with the oxygen, is it just that the oxygen is not enough to compensate?
The oxygen only gives you an extra 1,000 meters. So if you're at 8,000 meters with a mask, that's the same as being at 7,000 meters without a mask. So it's not like a
scuba setup where it's complete oxygen. Okay.
Scuba is air, and it comes out the same as if you were at sea level. What we've got here is pure oxygen, and it comes in here through this, and it's just a little trickle of oxygen.
Okay.
So we're breathing in the ambient air from here, which has at this stage maybe only 40% of the oxygen at sea level, and then we're just getting a little teeny kick. Of pure oxygen coming on the side.
Hadn't realised that.
You can turn it on here, anything between half a litre a minute up as far as 4 litres per minute. Now, obviously, the faster you flow it, the quicker it's going to run out.
Yeah.
Normally beyond maybe 1.5 litres per minute. 4 would only be if someone is, after collapsing or something.
Okay. Yeah.
When you're sleeping at night up at Camp 4, you might leave it on half a litre. Would trickle away.
You're not exerting yourself.
I'd say if you have it on 1.5 litres per minute, you get about 7 hours out of it.
Okay.
So up here to the crossing point there, which is the Lhotse Traverse. So I remember when we got up there, sat down, turned around, took a little break with my buddy, took out the camera. So this is looking back down. Yeah. So Camp 3 is in around here somewhere. Here's the guys coming up. You can see sort of doubled over here, a few of these guys. In many cases, the heads are down. This is Camp 2 back here, the little yellow spots. You can see crevasses here from the moving glacier, crevasses along there.
Yeah.
Camp 1 would be about here where the spotlight is. That's the ice fall there. It drops back down to base camp. and this is Everest up here. So we're going up the back of Everest, so to speak, to the South Col, and then continue.
Head up Lhotse first, and then turn for Everest.
Exactly, yeah, that's it. So after we get to the Lhotse face, we go across here over the yellow band and head up. Then what I said was the Geneva Spur.
Okay.
So this is sitting on the top of the Geneva Spur. If I just go back a few slides just to show you where we are now, we're looking down. So I'm sitting up here on the Geneva Spur, looking back down.
Yeah.
And we came up here and went across. Let me just go back to that. So that's the broken slate of the Geneva Spur. It's as you see, it's a ledge. It's straight down here. You can see all the crevasses there on the Western Coombe Valley, and there about 1.5 kilometers below me there is Camp 2.
Okay.
So from the Geneva Spur, then we continue on to the South Col and Camp 4. Oh, sorry, just before we do that, this is sitting at the Geneva Spur, just looking out. This is Nuptse just across the way here.
Okay. So there are 3 mountains together, which you showed us at the beginning.
That's right. Nuptse,
Everest being the
Lhotse,
tallest,
Everest.
and
exactly.
Lhotse, and have many people climbed this?
Only 20 people is all that have made it to the top of Nuptse. As you can see, I mean, it is sheer. And I know part of the problem is that they say as you get close to the top, it's very unstable snow. So I mean, you're walking on a narrow ridge, and the snow could give way. What happens on many of the expeditions? Well, there isn't that many expeditions, but many that do, they get so far and they make a call and they say, "Look, these conditions are not right.
It's too dangerous."
Yeah, it's an next year type thing.
Strange, that it's far more dangerous. It's based on those stats, but it's not a household name.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, only 20 have made it to the top, 7 have died. So percentage-wise, there, it's completely different to Everest. I mean, looking at it, I'm looking at this here. I can't even see a route. I think the guys go up somewhere behind this ridge.
Yeah,
I really am even certain. Yeah. Looking, I can't even guess where a route would be.
Not good for climbing.
Yeah, and you can see here, I suppose that's the challenge of it, isn't it? You can see here where the snow is broken away, where there's been avalanches, so they've dropped down here all the time. And it was somewhere from here, Hilary Step, this time last year.
The name.
Yeah, he died somewhere along here. He fell back down into the valley. He was attempting Everest as one of the climatizations. He went about 800 meters up here, but unfortunately, I don't know, he slipped, something went wrong, and down he came. Maybe his foot gave way, who knows.
Yeah.
So that's sitting up in the Geneva Spur, just looking across, looking back at where we come from. This is Camp 4 then. Over here, this is heading into China, Tibet. Super cold when you're up here. Sometimes in the tent, middle of the afternoon, it can be warm, but aside from that, you can see here everybody's wrapped up here. They've got their down suits on, the hoods are up, everyone's kind of closed up.
What kind of temperatures are you talking about?
I can't, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
And there's nighttime and there's daytime. Certainly at night it's well below -20 centigrade.
Yeah. Okay.
During the day, I mean, I think if water was ever in the shade, it would freeze immediately. So it's always far below zero.
Yeah.
But if you're in the direct light of the sun, sort of like when you're skiing, it can feel quite nice. But stand in the shade, or put a bottle of water in the shade, it's going to start turning to ice straight away. So this is the South Col here, and what normally happens is the guys arrive up to the South Col maybe middle of the afternoon, and they plan then for the final summit push, the last 900 meters, they climb through the night. It may be, depending on how fast you're going, sort of 8 to 14 hours to get to the top, and the plan is you got to make it up to the top. You might only stay there for 20 minutes and then get back down again before nighttime comes back in again. So there's no point in leaving at 9 o'clock in the morning, because you're not going to get to the top till 9 o'clock in the evening. It's already dark. So normally people leave maybe 11 p.m., climb through the night, hoping to make it to the summit a little bit after sunrise. 9 o'clock would be a good time. Then you can be safely back down by noon or 1 o'clock, and it gives you a little bit of time to spare before dusk comes.
Yeah.
So having a look at the route then up from the South Col. So this is Geneva Spur. Camp 4 is around about here.
Yeah.
And this is the route. Now, of course, when you're doing this, is for almost everybody, it's pitch black. It's nighttime. So we come out of Camp 4, we climb up here, up through these rocks here, and we're, as I say, it's oxygen tanks on. You've got about 7 hours in your oxygen in your tank. So you go up to here. You can see the little route there, possibly. Can you just see there? That was
kind of a ridge or shelf.
Yeah, that was from the day earlier where guys had been on it. And just here's the balcony. That's where we get the first oxygen tank change.
Okay.
So we normally have 3 oxygen tanks for the summit. So the first one gets us up to there. Takes about 6 hours. I think when I was there, it was in and around midnight when that change was made. You change your tank there, and then you continue on up this ridge. And it is a ridge, straight down on the left and it's straight down on the right.
Okay.
Continue up here. There's a couple of slabs here to be climbed. So it's hands and feet. Continue on a few more slabs here, always along the ridge. This might be kind of 3 o'clock in the morning at this stage, and you climb up here. That's the south summit there.
Yep. Okay.
It's about 100 meters below the true summit, so it's
True summits. Yeah.
8,750. That's sort
Okay.
of height. And that is normally when you're climbing, you're looking for some sort of a route. As you can see, this is just sheer. This is sheer. You can't get up any of that. I mean, that's just absolutely sheer. You're always looking for some sort of a route, and this is one of the easier routes, for want of a better word. The Southeast Ridge takes you up there, up to the South Summit.
Yep.
Once you go past the South Summit, then this is about maybe 75 meters then from the top. So this was taken about maybe about 6:30 in the morning. It was my buddy Greg took this photo. So this is after the South Summit. So just going back again there. So we've made it up to the top here. Yep. This was all in nighttime. 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Sometime around 5 o'clock, the sun started to rise. He continued on along the ridge. Lovely, yeah. I mean, the sun is over here in China. You can see it's low because it hasn't got over the ridge, so it's almost just sort of eye level, just looking straight across here. Here's the fixed rope here that marks the route for us. A few individual climbers climbing up here. You can see them. A few guys just there. This then is the famous Hilary Step there. These two boulders. Okay. You can see that there. It's about a 10 to 12 meter. It's not vertical. It's I don't know what that is. Maybe 70 degrees or something like that.
But it's rock climbing of a sort.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, again, if that was at sea level, you'd nimble up in your hands and feet. You wouldn't think twice about it. It's just
up near the top of the world.
It's the exhaustion. You've got the big mitts on. You've got your crampons on. The crampons are scraping on the rock. You know that, of course, you make a mistake. I mean, it's all of this is straight down.
Yeah.
Of course, you got to stay clipped into the rope. Then again, there's old rope, and you have to trust the rope as well, as we saw last week. Ropes do come out.
Yeah.
There's a little guy there in yellow shorts. You can just see him. Continues on up here. Little speck there. That's me there. I know because of zoomed in on this. So that was my buddy Greg was standing here, and he just took this shot by chance. I happened to be at. Continues on up here again, quite narrow, and that's just shy of the top. I know it's not the exact top because I know there was 5 or 6 guys ahead of me, and you can't see them. So they're just a matter of yards as well, just up here. This, as I said, was about 6:30 in the morning. So that's as you're very close to the top. And then last photo here, this is the top. This is a friend of mine, Khalid. He got to the top just judging by this shadow there. That's maybe 12 noon or so.
Yeah,
he's only 5 paces from the top there. He's climbing, but he took the picture. Again, you can see there's the route back there. You can see how narrow it is here. I mean, that's only 2 feet from the rope, off the edge there, and it's overhanging snow. Same here,
and that's unsafe. You don't know where the snow is.
You're gone. Yeah. I mean, you're standing there. That's probably going to go all right. Go out another few inches, and you're definitely gone.
Yeah.
Down here, you can see it's kind of steep as well because the snow hasn't stuck on it. That drops down
too
there.
Steep to hold
on. Where we came, and then behind us, that was Lotsie where we came up from.
Yeah.
So that's that route from the top.
So
Camp 3 up.
From what you tell me, there's a weather window between kind of April and May, and this is the kind of climbing season or the summiting season that we're pretty much either coming towards the end of or slap bang in the middle of. What have people climbed this what's going on this year?
Yes, so there's been up to this point there was the rotations where people were gradually going higher and higher on the mountain, but in the last 6 or 7 days the window has opened, so the monsoon has pushed up from the Bay of Bengal. It's pushed the jet stream out of the way, and it gives you reasonably calm weather, and there has been some very calm weather the last few days. So in the last 4 to 5 days 200 people have summited, about 100 on the north side, 100 on the south side. Conditions do seem to have been good. Maybe just 2 things of note there. The record now is held by Kami Rita Sherpa. He's just hit 22 summits.
Okay.
And he's been doing this for a long time. I think they said he's going to try for 25 and then retire. So he's going to push his luck another 3 seasons.
Is it the physical? I mean, 22. I have no point of reference other than it seems really hard. Is it the length of time it takes, or is it just the physical toll it takes on you, or how long? Well, I mean, preparation or
him. Obviously, this guy's top class. His lungs, his body, it just works very well at altitude. I suppose to an extent as well, that's his livelihood. He earns more probably in those 2 months than you would in 5 or 6 years down at the lowlands. So this is what he does. He does it well.
He's not summiting for pleasure. It's work. He's bringing people up.
It is definitely. He would be on a team. One hopes he enjoys it as well. But what's the point in just climbing if he can get paid to climb it? Then that always makes it a bit more pleasurable when you get a few bob.
Great.
Just another thing of note, which is very unusual this week. I hadn't heard of it happening before. The regulators, I'm just looking here at Khalid, you see this regulator here, same as on a scuba
the
tank.
valve that lets your
Exactly.
airflow
this
in.
is, I mean, this is under tremendous pressure. What's in here? There's 3,000 liters of oxygen squeezed into 3 liters.
Okay.
On about 20 or so, the people who are ascending, was the last night or the night before, those regulators failed.
Wow.
Some of them just, and it seemed to be only as they got higher. Some of them were kind of a slow escape. Others were more of a sudden sort of, oh, what's gone wrong? And you could see
and all your oxygen is gone.
See it shooting out and see the kind of the cloud of smoke behind it. So it must have been a new design. I'm not sure what happened, but in and around 20 of them failed. So for those people involved, at that stage, you're reliant on the oxygen because you've been climbing for a few hours with it. You can't suddenly stop using it. You could maybe get weaned off it slowly and start your descent, but when it suddenly stops, you're in big trouble.
Wow.
So it was panic would be the wrong word, but it looks like cool heads prevailed. There were some spare regulators there. The teams that were affected made the decisions immediately to descend. There's no sitting around thinking about it.
It's all over.
Yeah, a couple of guys, they were able to share masks coming down, so maybe 2 guys coming down together, working beside each other, and every now and then switching the mask from face to face.
Incredible, yeah.
And it's a case, let me just go back there. It's a case, obviously, of, slow and steady, get back down to the South Col. And back down there, you can sit in the tent. Most people would have oxygen at the South Col, but at least if you've been up higher, you've sort of acclimatized a touch. So by the time you get back down, you can, sit there, do nothing, and maybe there's the odd spare regulator there. Yeah,
is descending less effort than
descending is far. Descending is almost the main problem with descending is don't slip. But in terms of effort, there is no comparison. I always find going down about 3 times the speed of going up. But you have that lovely sense that every step is a step into oxygen. I mean, it is very easy to descend. And particularly when you want to. When you're going up, you always have that fear, I'm walking into danger. Every step is in the wrong direction. Even though you want to get to the top. When you're going down, you have no doubts. It's real simple. You just go down.
You're going home.
Yeah, exactly. So that, as I said, that was the most unusual that happened. I hadn't heard of that happening before.
And it's incredible the way a technical failure can scupper the best of projects.
Just one of those, I presume it was a new design and just something went wrong with it.
Who knows, And any fatalities, any bad news, any...
Unfortunately, there was one Sherpa. Let's just go back here a page. I mean, it's, it is the nature of the climb. Everyone knows the climb is dangerous. Unfortunately, a Sherpa died. It was last night, I think it was the night before, somewhere above the South Col, so somewhere along this ridge. It's not known what happened. I heard a report that he had gotten snow blindness, but I don't know if that was, I don't know what caused that. I can't say, but...
Or contributed to...
Who knows?
Becoming disoriented, or
something went wrong. And unfortunately, there was one Sherpa died there.
Very sad news.
It is normally. I mean, there could be 4, 5, 6 fatalities a year. So hopefully, that is the one and only one. I know there's maybe another week of climbing, so there'll be another. There will be more people will climb it, and hopefully, that's it now. If the weather stays good, a little bit of luck. Then hopefully that'll be it.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, I think that's, thank you very much. And hopefully we might then meet up next week to discuss, there could be another 200 people climbing up.
We'll wrap it up. I'm not sure how many are left, but there's definitely over the next 4 or 5 days when that window's there's a lot still trying. So we can wrap up the season then and get the final numbers.
Fantastic. We'll catch up with you
then. Thanks, Gav.
Thanks very much.